Hello everyone, welcome to the third tutorial class on artificial intelligence. Okay, so in our previous class we have already discussed about the basic structure of artificial neural network. What are the inspiration from which artificial neural network is established? What are the different architecture of artificial neural network? Okay, and we also learn about a simple perceptual learning algorithm. Now in this current presentation or class we'll learn what are the different classification of learning algorithm, and one of the most popular learning algorithm that is used to train a multi-layer feed forward neural network, that is the backpropagation algorithm. We'll discuss about that, and ultimately to get familiar with the use of artificial neural network, we'll discuss a real life example where we can use or implement artificial neural network using MATLAB. And moreover, at the end, we will also discuss about the others application of ANN in engineering, different engineering section or medical area. And after that, we'll go for some kind of disadvantage that associated with the artificial neural network, and followed by the conclusion and the reference section. So now, classification of learning algorithm. So question arise, what is learning algorithm? So the main objective of a learning algorithm is to identify the optimal weight and bias. So how a neural network can learn their weights and bias, that is nothing but called learning algorithm. Okay, so in case of artificial neural network, learning algorithm can be classified into three types. One is supervised learning algorithm, another is reinforced learning algorithm, and another is unsupervised. Supervised learning algorithm is based on error. Obviously, that will be discussed in the next slide. And reinforced learning algorithm is based on the corresponding output, correct output. Okay, and it will also be discussed in the next slide. Now we can classify supervised learning algorithm into two types: stochastic and error gradient descent algorithm. And error correction gradient descent can further classified into two types: least mean square and the back propagation algorithm. Whereas we can classify unsupervised learning algorithm into two types: one is Hebbian and is comparative. Okay, now coming to the details of supervised learning algorithm. So in case of implementing any kind of learning algorithm, first of all, we have in our hand training data. That means defined input output combination. Okay, so that is called the training data. So in case of supervised learning algorithm, a teacher is present during learning process and present the expected output. Okay, so using suppose in case of multi-layer feed forward neural network, whenever we try to train multi-layer feed forward neural network using supervised learning algorithm, so at initial stage we will calculate using the conventional structure the actual output, and it is possible that this calculated output is not actually equal to the target output. Okay, so basically there is some kind of error. Okay, now based on that error, the we can modify or change the corresponding network parameter, that is weight and bias, so that the result can be improved. Okay, so here what is teacher? Teacher is nothing but the corresponding output, corresponding the error. So if the errors amount is high, obviously the modification will also be high. So ultimately, based on that teacher, the performance of the artificial neural network can be improved. So that is called the supervised learning algorithm. So in case of unsupervised learning algorithm, okay, so here no teacher is present. Okay, that means we have only input different set of input data, but corresponding output is not available to us. We just have to find out different hidden pattern from them. Consider a scenario. Suppose we have five set of living beings like cat, dog, elephant, tiger, and fish. So obviously, if we observe the characteristic of these living beings, so obviously fish is different from the all the others. Okay, so obviously there is different pattern exist in case of fish. Okay, so basically, if this type of problem can be called as the pattern recognition. Okay, that means we have to identify the pattern from the data. So this is called the unsupervised learning. Okay, so next one is the reinforced learning algorithm. So in case of reinforced learning algorithm, here a teacher has present, but this means output is available up to some extent. That means uh, after calculation, we can say that if the computed output is correct or not, but what amount of error, what amount of difference is there, this is not available to us. Okay, so information is provided to help the network in learning process. Okay, so basically a reward is given for correct answer computed and penalty for wrong answer. That is called the reinforced learning. Like scenario for a chess game. So if you give if you give a wrong attempt, so that will be your you will be penalized. But you give the correct attempt, so obviously you will be rewarded. So that is a reinforced learning algorithm. So but in your real life, uh, supervised and unsupervised is most popular to us. And in case of supervised learning algorithm, back propagation and learning algorithm is widely used for training data. Okay, so back propagation, as the name suggests, here what happened, uh, we have to adjust the weight and bias of the artificial neural network, okay, in order to minimize the total prediction error. That means the differences between calculated output and the actual output. Okay, so and this error has been propagated in the backward direction. So, just brief details will be discussed in the next slide. So this figure actually give the basic algorithm loop structure of backpropagation learning algorithm. So what we have to do initially, we have to you have to set the weight and bias with random value. Okay, we don't know the actual weight and bias value of a particular problem. So for now, for each of the training data, we have to train the artificial neural network or train on that pattern, and based on that pattern there will be some kind of error, and until the error is acceptably low the process will be continued. Okay, that is the basic algorithm loop structure. Now this is the details of backpropagation neural network. So there are three or four steps associated with the backpropagation algorithm. So this is basically the overall statement of backpropagation algorithm. The mathematical background has not been discussed in this current presentation or classes. That is the out of scope right now. Okay. So here, however, in case of backpropagation network, learning occurs during training phase, and the steps will be like this. Each input pattern in a training set is applied to the input units and they propagated forward. That means we have our training data where there are different set of input output combination. So consider the first data where we have I have a uh, particular set of data, that means particular set of inputs value. And but next what we have to do, for that inputs we have to calculate the corresponding output value. Okay, so now the pattern activation arriving the output layer is after this computation, the pattern activation arriving the output layer is compared with the correct output pattern. Okay, so that we can get error signal. Now, to calculate the output from the input is associated with the moving in forward direction. Okay, but after the calculation of the error, we have to adjust the corresponding parameter of artificial neural network. So now this error for for each such target output pattern is then back propagated from the output. Okay, that means there may be some hidden layer, there may be two or three hidden layer. So you have to gradually adjust the weight one by one, and that direction will be from output ends to the input ends. That's why we called back propagation. That means error propagate in backward direction from output to input ends to adjust the weight and bias. Okay, so after the back propagation network has a large learned the correct classification for a set of input, it can be tested on again second set of input to see how well it classify the untrained pattern. Okay, so for initial first data set, we adjust the weight based on the corresponding error, and in second case again the modified using the modified value of weight and bias, we can calculate the corresponding output for the second test of data, and based on that again we will modify the corresponding weight and bias, and this process will continue for the all set of training data. Okay, and this process can be iterated, repeat until the sufficient accuracy can be achieved. Okay, so this is basically the we already told about or already used this term error signal or error. So here you can define the error like this. Consider earth output neuron where is the target value or actual value is the t and the calculated value represented by the o. So obviously for earth output and the first input data e1r can be calculated by half t minus o whole square. That means that this is called as the squared error. Okay, so this is called as the squared error. So this one is the t, and this one and in minus o, that means calculated output. So this one is actually error, and we took the square of this value. That means there is so that the error become independent of positive or negative. That means that means it is possible that for a set for a particular case t is greater than o, so in that case it will be positive, in the second case it may be negative, and if we accumulate them or add them, so error will be zero. So that for to avoid that condition, we just take the square of that value, so that we get the ultimate error. Okay, and so we can see that for n number of output neuron, so all total error for the first training data is half r equal to 1 to n t o r minus o r whole square. Okay, so in case of artificial neural network, we already learn about the LMN structure of multi-layer feed-forward neural network. So if there are n number of output neuron, so for each of the output neuron, there will be error. Okay, so if we accumulate them, so we call that Euclidean norm of error. So this E1 and 1 stand for the first training data set. Okay, so in if there are n set number of training data, so obviously ultimate the error signal will be accumulation of the all the error for the all the data set. So here this will be from j to 1 to n. This one is the wrong, this one will be j. Okay, so j to 1 summation of j to 1 to n set ej v w I. Okay, I is the corresponding input pattern, v is the uh, weight value between input and hidden neuron, and w is the weight value between hidden and output neuron. So this is the corresponding error function. So basically our objective is to minimize this value evw. Okay, so we have to minimize or we have to adjust weight and bias values such that the value of this error signal become very low. Okay, So this is our aim, and we can call it as the optimization problem for training. ঠিক আছে? Sorry, okay. So fine. Now coming to a real life problem where we can directly apply artificial neural network. The main objective of this giving this example is to familiar of using artificial neural network in your project or real life problem. Okay, so here we have considered a case where we want to predict the age of the people using artificial neural network. Okay, so artificial neural network, so our objective basically is to predict the age of different group. Okay, in this uh, example we consider three age group like child, young and old. Okay, so initially, obviously, whenever we want to apply artificial neural network for classification problem or for prediction problem, we need some kind of data. Okay, so here you can see that first three data corresponding to the child, second three data corresponding to image data or image corresponding to the young people, and last one are the for the uh, old people. Okay, so you have to also collect this type of data for your own problem. Okay, now uh, uh, we are the human beings, but we can see the human face, we can approximately tell the corresponding age group. So how can we identify how our human being work? So there are basically two type of characteristic based on we can predict or classify. One is called geometric feature, and that is called the wrinkle feature. So what is feature? Basically feature are the characteristic based on which classification can be made. Okay, so basically these are the unique features, unique characteristic. Okay, so geometric feature and wrinkle feature. So you can see that at initial stage, a baby fish is already in round shape. Okay, so the distance between, if we take the distance between two eyes and nose and take a ratio between them, so that ratio is different from the young and old age also. So this type of features are called the geometric feature, whereas wrinkle feature is associated with the number of wrinkles that has been seen in a face of a person. That means if for a child the number of wrinkles in in his or her face is very much low. Okay, so but as the age grows, uh, the number of wrinkles has been increased. So based on that feature also we can also predict. However, in this particular problem we have only considered the geometric features. So first objective is to identify your collect the initial database for training. Okay, now whenever we want to use this kind of image, obviously we have to extract information from it, presentable information or presentable data from it. If we give directly to the computer a image, an image, so computer certainly will not understand. Okay, so basically using image processing technique, we have to extract some kind of usable information from it so that we can prepare the corresponding training data set. Okay, so here for database preparation, as we are already used geometric feature for this particular problem, initial stage what we have to do, identify different landmark position of an image, like this one is the forehead, left eye, right eye, nose, tip, mouth and chin, and the distance we have to calculate. After identification, we have to calculate the distance between like left eye and right eye. We have to calculate the fourth distance, that is the distance between forehead and nose tip, distance between forehead and mouth, distance between forehead and chin. Basically this value may vary from person to person. Okay, So after the image, we calculate this four type of distances using image processing techniques for each of the images, and that table will look like this. For baby, suppose this value LEE, LEE is nothing but difference between left eye and right eye. This is forehead and nose, forehead and mouth, and forehead and uh, chin. Okay, so this type of value, this one is the table. But the problem is, during image collection, the we have not take or we have not captured the images from the same distance. It may be take from different distance, so the size of the image may be small, or the resolution of the image may be small or high for different images. So here, instead of use this type of data, okay, so what we want to do, we want to identify the feature. That means we have make the ratio so that uh, it can be used as the feature. So here we can use the five feature, unique feature. So what is f1? F1 is known as the first feature. So f1 is the ratio of LFN by LFM. So from that LFN, and this one is the LFM. So if you make the ratio, that will become the FM f1 for the first image. And here, as we want to use in the uh, corresponding algorithm, so instead of using the term like child, young, or age, or adult, so in the old, so here we are using 1 instead of child, 2 instead of young, 3 instead of old. Okay, so now we have reformed a table that consists of 5 different geometrical feature and corresponding to the age group. So this will be the inputs, and this will be the output. Okay, so this is nothing but training data for our particular problem. So initial stage, we have to prepare this kind of database for any kind of problem apart from this. Suppose for this example, apart from this example, for your own problem, initial stage, you have to need to prepare this kind of a data set, so that you can apply artificial neural network, so that you can train artificial neural network. Okay, so now, as you already told, that these five geometric features can be used as the input nodes or neurons of input layer. So you can see that this one is the basically neural network structure for our problem. So here f1, f2, f3, f4, f5 are the five neurons that is used in the input layer, and the output layer, there is one neuron which is nothing but age group. The value of it may be either 1, 2, 3. And as far as the perceptron, you can see that they say there is accumulator section and there is the threshold activation function. Okay, so the database is now can be used for the learning of weight and bias of the this structure. Okay, now obviously this is the simplified version to understand, for better understanding. So obviously, for our problem, this perceptron model is not used. Instead of it, we use multi-layer feed forward neural network, where there are hidden number of hidden layers. Okay, and in that case, that architecture will be defined. Okay, so for this, for the implementation of artificial neural network for this uh, age prediction problem using geometrical feature of faces, we can use MATLAB and Python. Okay, so for this problem, I have used MATLAB. So MATLAB is very widely or and popular simulation tool for the engineers and the student and the researchers. So for implementation of artificial neural network, just in command section, just type NN tool. So we will find this kind of boxes. Here you can see that input data, output data, target data, error data, like this. So here, if you click input data and import the corresponding data set, input data set, here you can see corresponding output data set and target data. That means after the training, you want to test artificial neural network is currently working or not on the new cases. So in that case, you can give the target data on here. So after that, In the next cases, whenever you go for the next section, you can find this kind of window is appearing, where you can also set the number of hidden layers, number of hidden neurons, as well as the different kind of training algorithm that can be used. Okay, so here you can see that at this portion, neural network training, this is the snapshot during the neural network training, where we don't use any kind of hidden layer. Okay, wherever this neural network structure, we have used two hidden layers. Okay, so you can set the number of hidden layers and the corresponding number of neurons in that using neural network toolbox also. Okay, so obviously the performance in that case will be better. Okay, so and you can see that performance of the corresponding training can be visualized by using simple uh, this clicking this tab. Okay, now instead of using the corresponding toolbox, we can use also code. There are several existing codes that can be used for training, so that you can use for your own problem. Okay, so now coming to the result section, uh, in any kind of classification section, classification problem, it is worth to mention about the confusion matrix to calculation the accuracy. So it is possible that after training, that in particular case, some output is not matches with the actual one. Okay, so that means the prediction is maybe wrong. Okay, so obviously in that case accuracy will be different or reduced. So to represent the all the overall accuracy, so you need to use the confusion matrix. Okay, here you can see that this one is called the confusion matrix. So in vertical direction, we use the age group of child, young and old, which are the actual one, and in the vertical direction, horizontal direction, we use the predicted one, that is child, young and old. Okay, now suppose consider a scenario where in after training, where NN can classify a child case into the child one. So here A denote that A denote the number of cases where original case was child and the predicted case is child. But if the artificial neural network is not able to correctly classify, suppose B, this what is the significance of this term B? That means for a particular case where the original age group is considered as child, but during the prediction or classification, the output corresponding output is found to be as young. So obviously that will be wrong. Okay, so similarly this indicate that actual C is the number of value where the actual age group is child but the predicted age group is old. And so you can see that if you move along the diagonal like A, E, I, this one is the actually correct value. That means E is the A is the number of value for age group where child actual age group is child and predicted age group is child. E is the number of cases where the actual age group is young and predicted age group also young, and I is the cases where actual age group is old and predicted age group is also old. So A, E, I, this one are called the true positive value. Okay, and this one is the correctly predicted value, whereas B, C, F, D, G, H, this one these all are wrongly predicted. Okay, so we can tell that overall classification accuracy like this equation: number of correctly predicted child, number of correctly predicted young, number of correctly predicted old. That means A plus E plus I divided by total number of cases. That means A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F G plus H plus I. Okay, so like this way we can classify or you can calculate the accuracy, which is important parameter to understand how how an algorithm works, or how what is the performance of an AI algorithm. Okay, now coming to the result section. Now there are two type of result. can also be possible. One is cross validation, another is testing new case. So what is cross validation? That means after training, the trained artificial neural network is applied itself to the training data. That is nothing but cross validation. Okay. So here you can see that if we in that scenario, after the training for a particular problem, we can, the corresponding accuracy is obtained 88.37%. Okay, it is not able to achieve 100% accuracy. That means we need we need to use more data or more include more features in the training data. This one is the case where confusion matching for testing new case, we consider only three new case. You can see that for child and young case are predicted correctly, whereas the old case predicted wrong and it was considered as the young. So accuracy is 1 plus 1 divided by 3, that means 66.67%. Okay. So whenever you apply artificial neural network, so these are the facts you need to remember, that initial stage you need to collect the training data set in representable format. Okay, like input and output corresponding output. Okay, in tabular form, it is better to use in tabular form. Next, you need to identify the number of hidden layers or number of neurons in your particular problem. Depending on the number of hidden layers and neurons, classification accuracy can be differ. Okay, now number of hidden layer, conventionally, for a particular artificial neural network, suppose consider a case where we have four input and one output. So in that case, um, 2 into input plus output, that means 9 number of nodes in a single hidden layer is sufficiently for uh, obtaining satisfactory classification accuracy. Okay, so because you can tell me, sir, what are the how can we set the number of hidden layers? So generally you can use a single hidden layer, but the number of neurons in that hidden layers must should be followed by this formula. Like for a n number of input and m number of output, the number of hidden neuron will be 2n plus m. 2n plus m. So if we consider 4 input or 1 output, the minimum number of required neuron is 9. Okay. So moreover, this one the a conventional case, but you can use different number of layers and different number of hidden neurons. So in trial and error basis to improve your classification accuracy. Another thing, number of training data should be large as much as possible for better classification accuracy. So these are the things that should be remembered. You can use either MATLAB for that purpose, and you can use the Python or others other language for this, for the implementation of AI technique named artificial neural network. So earlier example was associated with the classification. Okay, classification problem. That means we have a training data set that can be classified into different way, different section. But there is another kind of problem, that means that is called the time series prediction, where the variable value of the variable change along with the time. That is called the time series prediction. Consider the case, the um, like dollar and rupees uh, relationship calculation. So what will the correct dollar right now? Okay, or you can say that what will be the next day price of petrol and diesel. Basically that depends on the previous data also, and also the others factor. So in this type of data, we call it as the time series data. Okay, so example, dollar rupee value prediction. So here we need to use NN whose output, suppose this one is a predicted value, but that should also depend, y cap is the predicted value, but it should also depend on the current value as well as the previous output. Like what the next day value is depend on the today's price, as well as the suppose day before the yesterday, and day before that day, day before that day. Okay, so here input layer can be considered as the current output as well as the previous output, and normally there should be hidden layer as a similar to the multi-layer feed forward neural network, and this one is the output layer. So here the difference is nothing but there are here in input layer the inputs are not different, but here the inputs are previously obtained output. Okay, and this type of artificial neural network are called nonlinear autoregressive artificial neural network. This type of artificial neural network are used for the time series prediction. Okay, so here the data set you need to prepare different way, like first data set consists of uh, suppose y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. Second data set consists of again previous one. Okay, like y2, y3, y4, y5, y6, like this. So using non-linear autoregressive artificial neural network, we can predict time series data. Now coming to the others engineering application of artificial neural network. Artificial neural network has a very wide application in medical system for diagnosis. Consider the first case, it's like ECG analysis. So if we observe the ECG of a normal person and ECG of a person whose heart rate is not good, heart condition is not good, the ECG signal will be different. Okay, so from if we use that signal for training or for making a AI system, so that by observing the ECG signal, we can predict the condition of heart is okay or not. So that for that in that scenario, we can use artificial neural network. Okay, so instead of using depending on the radiologist, we can build a automated AI system using artificial neural network. Okay, next you suppose genetic data analysis. So you can see that for different disease, different kind of gene are responsible. Okay, and during disease these genes are activated for a certain amount of time. So if that kind of data are available to us using that kind of data are called the microdata. So by using that kind of data we can predict the status of human body, like either cancerous or tumorous or not, like okay, like this. You can see that there is written as cancer identification. Now cancer identification from X-ray and CT scan image. So whenever a person is going through a cancerous phase, his condition of like if you consider the chest, so the condition of lungs will be differ if you consider the lung cancer. By analysis that images, you can easily classify them either he is suffering in cancer or not. Currently, we already know that in this pandemic situation, COVID-19 is responsible for lung affection. Okay, lung infection. Sorry, lung infection. So in severe cases, lung is drastically infected by uh, COVID or coronavirus. So if you can get that images and you can use artificial neural network for classification purpose of human, that either that person is infected by COVID-19 or coronavirus or not. Okay, so similar things can be applicable for other type of cancer like lungs or brain, like etc. Now, if you consider the case of geologist, geologist can identify the site of drilling, mining for by using different kind of feature associated with the earth. It can use artificial neural network, in our architecture, weed detection pair. That means when a weed detection pair can be activated, that can be can be modeled by using artificial neural network, and in some kind of in bridges, water using different factor. AI based model can be created to identify the fault in the bridges. Okay, now consider the time series data, like for prediction of demand prediction, stock market prediction, real estate calculation, weather forecasting, where the value of the output is changed according to with the time. So that can be also predicted using artificial neural network. Okay. And a huge application of artificial neural network in case of pattern recognition like handwriting, fingerprint, or object detection. You can use the character classification. You can easily see in the Google's. Okay, so you give a handwriting and corresponding value corresponding English word can be detected. So in that case, artificial neural network can be used for the training. And it has huge application in the automobile and robotics, like for when automated missile launching. In that case, ANN can be used, like automated driving, to identify or to detect the collision, to avoid the collision. In that case, ANN can be also used. Face and speech recognition, you can also use speech and recognition system in my smartphone or the laptop, that where we can use the ANN technology. And traffic decision from video using computer vision, that also in that case you can also use ANN. Okay. Now coming to the pure electronics, like suppose you know that this one is the VI characteristic of MOSFET, where we plot drain current versus VDS, drain source voltage. So we have to know defined parameter to predict the value of ID, but if you use the artificial neural network without knowing that the others factor, we can easily from the predict the ID current. Okay. So if you want to model like this type of carb of MOSFET, PV cell or diode, so it can be modeled easily, where we want to predict the current for different value of voltages. And in case of mechanical engineering, currently ANN is also also used for modeling of grinding, welding condition. Okay. And it has huge application in remote sensing images, like if you want to classify from remote sensing images or satellite, if you want to identify which area are the agriculture area, which are the industry area, which are the water area. So from that images, by analyzing that images, you can easily predict or easily classify. Okay. And for like faulty crop detection, like whenever we face some kind of natural calamities like flood or tornado or typhoon. So in that case, the agriculture area is very much affected. So if you can use AI based technology or ANN based technology that can identify those those area which are affected due to the storm or due to the flood, so that will be the very much efficient way. Okay. To estimate the how much effect from the storm. And the next one, last one, is the responsible gene identification for disease of microbiome. We already discussed about this. So these are the application of AI using AI or ANN is not limited to all this point, but it can be applicable all on any other problem which can be used for classification or prediction purpose. So all you need to do, initial stage, you need to collect the initial data set, which that consists of large number of input and output patterns. And using that input, you can train the artificial neural network, and correspondingly you can predict or classify particular output. Okay. Now, instead of several advantages of ANN and wide application of ANN, there are a few certain disadvantages of ANN associated with it. Like you know, like first one is the ANN is basically the black box view. That means, in case of black box view, that means we don't know the actually input output relationship between them. Okay. So what are the engineering judgment, or what are the relationship in between them, that is not known to us. We only care about the input output value. That means if we give this input, and this will be the output, but what are the internal reasoning that cannot be explained using artificial neural network. So that is the main disadvantage of ANN. And moreover, you already mentioned that for better accuracy, sample size should be large. Okay. And uh, Sometime trial and error method is also required for getting better accuracy, and which is time consuming for us. Okay, and setting number of hidden layers and neurons are also very complicated process. Okay, and because depend accuracy depends on it. Okay, so now right now, if you conclude the our these classes with current research area of NN, so what you can do that you can implement artificial neural network in your own problem. Okay, and moreover you can develop new and efficient learning algorithm apart from the like back propagation or Heaps learning algorithm, gradient descent algorithm. So you can also develop new efficient algorithm. Many researchers are already trying to do it, and already many algorithm is already thousand of algorithm is already proposed for that purpose, but still you can propose to anyone. Now right now what happened, as you already told, that we want to always minimize the error signal uh, during the training. So here, instead of using conventional back propagation algorithm, you can use also some evolutionary technique or optimization technique that try to minimize your error signal. So currently, several optimization technique has been employed to identify the weight and bias of NN. And last one, for more complicated and complicated problem, convolution neural network and deep learning has been introduced. So convolution neural network is and deep learning are the part of AI, sub part of the AI, where we don't know to know about the features. Okay, here you can see that in case of artificial neural network, whenever you use artificial neural network, you need to know about the features for the correct prediction. So here we don't know to know about the features. So these are the current recent trend that is associated with the artificial neural network, and you can proceed in your research in all of this area. Okay, so I hope uh, after this presentation you get a brief idea about artificial neural network, and you can easily implement artificial neural network in your particular research problem, for your own project, or for other purposes. Okay, so these are the basically the references that are used during this presentation. And if you have any question, please post them in YouTube video comment section or the Google Classroom comment section. Thank you.